Let's begin with three mistakes you're making. So first is not applying early enough for the jobs. So what happens is typically they say, I'm going to learn, and they learn, and what they do, they start collecting the certificates, and they do the certificates. And let me see if I put it. Yeah. So this is the two approach which I was talking about. There's an old way of applying traditional that you see on the right hand side, and there's a new way which I'm proposing, which I'm saying and been saying it for last now 1.5, 2 years. It's working like a big charm. You will see in a minute. Is old way of is I learn, go and say I want to become an AI consultant. So whatever is available, I do tons and tons of certificate. And then I go and apply for the jobs. Cricket, nothing is happening. No one is picking up my resume. Then I look into and realize, oh, I need to do some particular skills which are job is totally different than what I learned. So I've already spent 3, 4 months, and now just to realize, oh, what I was supposed to learn in certification is totally different from what they're asking in the job. Then I start learning on the job, but then I still learn theoretical part. Then I go for interview. Somehow I get interview calls, but then I fail in interview. Then I go back and learn. Then I go for interview and realize, oh, I've not done the project. And by the time 5, 6 months goes, and you feel deflated, and nothing happens. How many of you guys like happening like where they're collecting the certificates and collecting up certificates, not getting? Put the chat window and say me if you're one of them. Okay, because I did that mistake a lot of times myself. Type is collecting. The other way is the better way in my view is go to the job portal, have the very basic knowledge, basic terminology, which is more than enough. You will see inside the portal here. So if you go into the classroom, you see AI ML for beginners. So if you go to the classroom and come here, AI machine learning, generative AI for beginners, and as long as you have these basic concepts like what is generative AI, what is FM, which is foundation model, machine learning models, RAG, and I'm more than happy to add more if you're not sure. Basic concepts and terminology, if you're clear, that's pretty much you should be knowing. And then once you go to the job portal that you see the job portal and start applying for the jobs. Fast forward yourself 3 months, 4 months, thinking that you already know. So whatever an employee is asking on the job, write down. I know it sounds, should I be faking it? You're not faking it. You're promising to yourself or to employer, hey, I'm writing it down with the promise that I'm going to learn them quickly, and then go and apply for the interviews. Let me repeat one more time. If a job comes, or if I see a job, even though I don't know about, I've not never done it, I'll go and write down everything an employer is asking with a promise to myself and to the employer saying that I'm going to learn that particular skill very quickly. Once I've done, I'm going to go and apply for the interview for that job, thinking that everything is perfect, crystal clear. Now, if you have done job correctly, you are going to get interview call. You may not be able to clear that. You have no clue what that you're going to speak in the interview or so, but you will get interview call if you've done the job properly, if you followed, which I'm going to talk in a minute, how to follow. Now, once I've applied, I'll start getting interview calls. Once I start getting interview calls, I'm on fire to learn now, because then I'm going to go and apply. Then I'm going to go and pick up what they're asking and see what hands-on labs I can do, what projects I can do on related to that particular topic, and then do that and go for the interview, whatever my best of my capability. And again, or maybe prepare the interview questions. I'll tell you some tips on. And if you, those of you are working with us already, you already know how to prepare for those interview questions preemptly and do the hands-on lab and project related to only that particular topic. Because in a job, they might be only asking 5, 6, 10 things. So rather than learning entire AI or entire cloud or entire data, just learn what they're asking for that, and you will fail in the interview. That's totally okay. But you will get within a week or within 10 days or within 2 weeks, you will get tons and tons of information from back. Then you go back and apply again. So your application is doing every day, but you're preparing, you go and fail again. You go and apply and fail again. You learn and apply, fail again. And this is the iterative process we are going to do. And within probably 3 to 4 weeks, you will know 50% of the jobs are pretty much common things, same things. And then only the 10% or only the remaining maybe 30, 40% deltas. And you will fail fast, you will learn quickly, and that's how you're going to get the confidence. So rather than doing and applying the old approach, this is the approach you should be doing. Now, I want to know is the concerns or questions if anyone is having. So the framework we're going to do is a 3-step framework where the first thing is you go and land interview calls. So your first objective is just to do the interview call, nothing. You're not becoming an expert. You're applying for the interviews. Once you get the interview calls, start getting interview calls, you learn by doing hands-on lab and the project work. Now, I'm going to give you some tips as well on that. If you're not, once you've done the interview and secured the job, then become best on that. Then still there's a work required. Become best and learn every day till you feel confident about it. And you'll not feel confident at least till 1 or 2 months after the job as well. And things will become clear. And that happens with everyone. That happens with me as well. Till now, when I pick up the new thing, I try to learn as much as I learn more things. So the path we are going to do is land an interview with the top companies, is tailor your resume, leverage networking, other things, and all those things which we will go deeper into. I'm going to keep it high level as well. Yes, okay, brilliant. So step one is create resume as per the job description. You should be as close as possible without you should be keeping the same client names, but writing as much as closer to the resume or to this. And if you're members, if you're part of a program, so inside that you have those of you, some of you guys, because we invited everyone and or my program members as well, follow that. And those who are part, what you should be doing is go to this classroom, which is under this club. This is for paid members, guys. So you go to the classroom and you come into the interview preparation and you follow these two things, which is complete guide on how to search for the job and how to do for the jobs. Prepare the resume, and you have a lot of sample resumes inside the program. So one second, where's my sample resumes? So you have sample resumes for all the different jobs. So go and apply based on sample resumes as per the job description and follow and create that step number one. Now, but within that also, your resume should be ATS compliant, because application tracking system compliant. ATS compliant resume. And then other thing you need to do is don't write a lot of clutter. Companies or people make mistake of writing too much clutter. They write, if the role is about technical job, they write Prince 2, for example, project manager, things. So remove all the unnecessary things, because it is giving me as an employer wrong signal. If I'm hiring for technical architect, why you're doing project manager? Or if you're doing project manager, vice versa. So make sure that your resume is tight, remove all the other clutter as well. That's still. Make sure your LinkedIn is optimized. There is 13-point checklist we refer. Make sure you follow that so that you start getting interview calls. Or whenever the employers are picking their resumes, sorry, they're bringing you for interview. Before they once they pick your resume, I would like to see who that person is on LinkedIn. And if there's a mismatch between LinkedIn and resume, then there'll be a problem. But the question then comes is, oh, will I be changing every time my resume? Answer is no. LinkedIn should be always superset. LinkedIn should write as much as you've done. Everything that you can think of or doing, keep adding and more stuff on LinkedIn. Resume should be as per the job description. Customize, change. And another question I get is, oh, what if my employer, or the same client, or maybe they say two resumes? That's totally fine. Tell them that, hey, I've done so much things. I wanted to focus what's important for you. So if you follow all this, if you follow especially the LinkedIn, is Michael from UK. I did my homework and updated my LinkedIn profile. So this is, I'm talking about, is a 13-point checklist. If you follow, I did my homework, LinkedIn profile, and as soon as did, got tons of jobs. And again, those who are members, probably what I would be suggesting you is go to the classroom here and go to the interview the LinkedIn, and make sure that you go through these LinkedIn profiles. There's a session on how to do the LinkedIn makeover, and then how to do the LinkedIn optimization so that you start getting these. There's also some chat GPT prompts you should be following. There's also these feedbacks we do on a review feedback about LinkedIn as well. So make sure and do these sessions. Okay, so first is that your objective should be, I don't know, my system is saying it's tired. It's okay. So step one is to let get an interview call. Okay, so step number one is to get. So what you do, tailor your resume as a cover letter, use networking, connect with other peers. LinkedIn, this is very important. Prepare your ATS compliant, and then also build your brand, personal brand. That's what talking, especially those. Make sure that you write a lot of content and build authority. Try to build authority as well. And this is first point is about, a lot of guys say, oh, I'm nervous. Am I going to get a job? I've tried all this. They say action bring clarity. So make sure that you action and act on those tasks, which is about, and this is what guys like Amol, like some of you guys might be worried, uh, updating the resume, preparing for interview questions, tailoring as per the job description, and which helped me in giving boosted my confidence in my job search and made me feel well prepared, also given motivation to apply and refining my experience. m- Very enthusiastic, optimistic, and applying. My profile is already currently shortlisted for 2 organizations under screening stage. So this is going to work and for sure work if you follow this, what I'm saying. Now, as I said, if you need any help on either interview or you're applying and not getting, as I said, I'm going to pick up only a handful of guys. If you need a help, go to this URL, k21academy.com AI ML call. It's a program which is there's an investment required. So only and only if you're prepared to invest, then do that. But it's not for everyone. We're going to fill the application. So if I tell you what you need to do is k21academy.com/AI ML call. And if you go there, it'll prompt you for these things. So if you enter your name, email address, phone number, correct with the country code, change the country code on this, and then your LinkedIn profile. This is very, very important. So how to do the LinkedIn profile or find out is because without that, we'll not be accepting and will not be even giving you a call as well. So go to the LinkedIn. How to find out your LinkedIn? If you don't have a LinkedIn, make sure the first thing you do is create your LinkedIn profile. Okay, go to this LinkedIn, click on your name, and then whatever URL comes, this is the URL that you should be posting here. Now, what kind of a position you're targeting? As I said, I'm not accepting of anyone and everyone. This is selective as long as related to data or AI or cloud or cybersecurity or security, DevOps, containers, Kubernetes, Terraform, those domains that you probably know will be working on helping you. Also, you need to tell me what's stopping you from getting certified or landing these jobs because I can see how deep I need to help you with as well. So fill that. Also, what's your current salary and expected salary? And are you ready to invest the program? If you're not, please don't fail. There's a lot of free stuff on the community, which is there as well. So with that, we'll move on to the next mistake, which is mistake number 2, not doing hands-on or project-based learning. How many of you guys not doing? And if you're not doing, first thing you do immediately after this class is go and create, whether you pick AWS or Azure or Google, go to this community here and go to, let me go back, k21academy.com/community classroom, and then go to this create a free account. And later I'm going to add some more labs on whether it's AWS, Azure, depending on what people are looking, but create a free account and you could be able to do all the hands-on lab. So mistake number 2 is not doing hands-on lab in the project work. I'm not going to go deeper right now, but if you tell me what kind of we have tons and tons of hands-on lab, which I can recommend you do. So I'll give you some things. For example, if you go to the k21academy.com I think, is it AIML? And do we have AIML 05? I'm assuming this is the URL where we list down all the labs. You don't need to do cloud. Okay, I'm going to show to you cloud as well. Within cloud, tell me which cloud, AWS or Azure cloud? AWS. So if you're going AWS, we go for AWS 05. Okay, let's go with AWS 05 and go for AWS 05 that have list of all the hands-on lab you should be doing. So right from basic account to the identity access management, to the storage, to the EC2s, to the AWS, to monitoring, to database, to this. Again, let me remind one more time. Don't do all of them, only what you need for the job. So to give a context of, let's suppose, let me pick up another one. Um, Azure, let me pick up Azure as well. Okay. So k21academy.com/Azure 05 and pick. And later leave the come in the community, we'll post it there as well, Azure 05. So do something similar on Azure 05. Let's move on now. So you have to do the hands-on. I'm going to do a little bit later and uh, and then do projects. Now you don't do all the projects depending on if the client that you're applying for the jobs are for healthcare, then do the finance project. If you're in telecom, do the telecom and pick just one project to begin with. You don't need to do all of them and don't overkill yourself. Just pick one or two of them as well. Okay. Now, for those who are already inside the program, we have tons and tons of projects. So just to show you, if I go on to k21academy.com /community, this is for, sorry, those who are part of the paid program members, we have tons and tons of projects. So pick up the project, and if you're not sure, ask the channel. And if you see, uh, right from doing monolithic migration, 3-tier architecture, SSL, hosting websites, these are all migrating from on-premise to cloud, deploying those things, these are AWS related. Um, Similarly for Azure, 3-tier architecture, CI/CD, migrations, MySQL, this is Docker, Kubernetes. Keep doing, and there's tons and tons of projects. CI/CD, keep forwarding, end-to-end Azure data related projects, housekeeping, tons and tons of PySpark, those are coming from DevOps, and so on. Scrum Master, you name a thing, it'll be available there. Okay, so do those projects, and that's how you will be learning and getting things. Okay, let me move on. So that's mistake number two. Now, mistake number three is not learning enough in demand skill. Things are changing, and employers these days are expecting you to know more than what you're already doing. So that's mistake number three, which is not in demand learning on demand skills. And what I mean by is there's a multi-skilled. You need to have more than one skill if you really want to shine and earn that extra money that what I was talking about. The 300, 400,000 is, for example, cloud AI engineer, which means you have AI skills as well as cloud skills. So I can do the cloud engineering as well as AI to build, deploy AI models on the cloud. Maybe data and AI architect, where I'm doing data as well as AI part. Maybe data science and cloud engineer. Or maybe I'm doing AI machine learning with DevOps. So I'm doing CI/CD, but with machine learning MLOps as well. Or maybe I'm doing AI with data governance, or cloud with data governance, or data-driven project manager, cloud-driven project manager. So you can mix and match these things. Again, multi-skill. If you go to the portal, if you come and the classroom, and if you go on to the, I think it was, AIML jobs, inside that there is a combined cross-disciplinary data job roles. More than happy to add more there as well. So make sure you work on those parts as well. This is so once you've done, so first is your interview. Make sure you get an interview call. Once you get an interview call, you need to make sure you clear the interview. How do you clear the interview? Make sure you prepare very well as per the job description. Prepare, and these are some things about common question is, tell me the time about you've solved a particular problem related to what the job description demands, or use star method. Not going to, because of the time, I'm just going to brush through this, but then I'm more than happy to go deeper if you have. Highlight how you're different from others. Do the research on the company. A lot of guys come to work with us and they don't even know much about company. And most of the good companies are driven by company culture, values. So look at what those companies are look for as well. So I'll give you some high level brief overviews, and those inside the program you probably already know. Scenario based questions, technical questions, and if you're, let's suppose, AWS, you're applying for AWS, that knowledge. Azure, cloud, AI, machine appropriately, architecture design, troubleshooting, and so on. So there's star method, which I'm not going to go. I'll probably share that. This should be in the free community somewhere. We'll talk about as well situation. So make sure you focus on that part as well. So that's the three. And if you do that, this Pradeep, I've cleared my first round of director of engineering, and they want to proceed with the next interview, next round as well. Or Kennedy, again, up in UK, smashed my final interview, offer accepted as a senior technical advisor position. I can go Shavik, Bank of America, very senior role, is already 20 years experience. I'm working as a Bank of America senior enterprise architect at financial services in Chicago, and so on. I can go on. I have tons and tons of them. So once you have got a job, don't stop there. Become an expert. And the real value and real thing comes becoming an expert in the domain. So go and make your client dependent on you, and that's where you unlock higher paying job. So excel in that, showcase your achievements, um, constantly learn, and then renegotiate the salary, become better. Or so companies will pay, ready to pay tons and tons of money. I'm living proof of that as well. And so become best, like Srinivas. Take up $1 million project. I'm managing the team of 30 members. Imagine you're running and managing a $1 million project and managing a team. If you have the necessary skills, companies are ready to pay pretty damn good money. In fact, we have trainers who teach, they charge $300, $400 an hour. Big, huge amount for AI, machine learning, or data or cloud. Good trainers, all the good trainers as well. And if I say this, but still people say, but. Yes, it's doable, but, oh, I'm not from IT background. I have a coding program, and a lot of guys are there. I've seen already, but not from IT. And this is what exactly like Tolu, exactly a lot of guys not from someone like you, from IT background to got 2 job offers. Very proud of him as well. Or maybe another one. I have tons and tons of Irina, no coding, no programming, Romania. She's working no coding knowledge, non-technical background, customer service in cloud customer engineer in Oracle in Romania. Of tons and tons. I'm not going to waste your time. Still, I say, oh, I have a gap in my career. Okay, so if you have a gap in the career, the challenge is you expect employers to give you the training and do. No, you need to become best. And if you have that, be open and transparent and show them that I've done these projects as well. So if you are one of them, and trust me, if you follow, do the project work, a gap is not a problem as long as you're skilled. So you need to upskill yourself before you go to the employer. I hope. Okay, so I have a gap in my career. This is exactly what Meghna was a couple of years back. She became mother, and of course, with a lot of gap. And I've keep telling her that okay, you need to do. And she worked on one of the most complex things, which was Kubernetes. So she started with DevOps, and then she worked on DevOps on cloud and Kubernetes, and she passed, in my view, one of the most difficult exams, Certified Kubernetes Administrator (CKA). And working as DevOps, working towards multi-cloud, working British Telecom, exactly like you a couple of years back. It takes time, have patience, but it'll work for sure as long as you're sincere. My promise, as long as you're sincere and so on. So still, keep telling, and I have tons, and I can full. If you look at, I have tons of them. I'm not putting in all of them. So if you go to the and just to inspire, because I know someone inspired me to do 550. Someone showed me that oh, it's possible to earn 550. Success stories. I have tons and tons of them. If you start here, and I've just did a handful of them. Okay, so if you see now here, these are the testimonials. Just not all of them. These are the guys who have taken the screenshots, and I'm going to add more and more of that. But these are video guys. These are the guys, Debashish, Rich, Joby, Joshua. Come here and look and get inspiration from them, what they've done as well. So if you go to the classroom and listen to, because you get inspired, because these were exactly like what you are at this point, maybe a couple of years back as well. So, and what I'm learning, what I'm doing is, anyway, so still, will I be able to do it? I want to learn, but I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I don't feel confident. I'm feeling stressed, confused. And trust me, till date, I'm ups and downs. I'm pretty much 1 month I'm on top of the world. 1 month, oh, am I doing the right direction? But then I have now two coaches. They pay cheap. They charge very very hefty amount. I have a mindset coach, and mindset coach charges 40. Started with $24,000 a year to 36, and this year 48,000. But trust me, when you hire a coach, you become amazing. But anyway, you don't need to hire a coach. You don't need to hire any of that. All you need to do is believe in yourself and listen from others. For most first 5, 6, 10 years, I'd left listening and getting inspiration from others as well. So do that, please. So what they say, action brings clarity. Make sure you're taking action. Every day you're taking action, going to the job portal, applying at least 1 or 2 jobs, at least 2 jobs. That itself, if you promise yourself, and then from now to 30 days, you're going to go to the job portal every day, you're going to pick and apply 2 jobs. I can guarantee you that at least you will get one interview call, because as long as you're fixing the problem, you identifying the problems, you're fixing them and fixing them and fixing them. So search, job, apply, prepare, and then learn, and then reverse again every day. Search, apply, prepare, learn. Search, apply, prepare, learn. And if you say I don't have a time, start early. I start my day 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I work till late. I don't need to, but I enjoy this. I keep upgrading. So make sure you do. Again, I'm not forcing anyone. This is something you will enjoy. It will be difficult initially, but I'm 100% sure if you follow this. Exactly, Roni. He was a lot of guys like come and say nervous and so on, but as uh, now I have a stronger understanding of key concepts. Mock interviews have been especially helpful in refining my approach. Although I've not, imagine now someone is saying although I'm not yet secured a job yet, but I feel much more confident in my interview skills. Also, mock interviews, resume preparation, and then I'm very hopeful that, and with a continued effort, I'll land a role soon. And that is if you believe in, and I think everything begins, they say you build things twice, one in the mind and then second in the actual. So if you believe, your mind believes, you will do that. And that's the whole point of having these sessions are, bring these stories are, because someone told me that it's possible to earn 900 pounds a day. It's possible to earn 1,200 pounds a day. When I started my career, I could never ever imagine, even thought all I wanted was just a job. And then I kept listening to these other guys and so on as well. So I think these are success stories I've already mentioned. Go and look them out as well. And if you want anything, just book a call if you're interested. But as I said, is K21Academy. Oh, check out this AI community. But if you need a help, K21Academy.com for such AI/ML call. Work with me. We only work with, I think I'm limiting to 5 before we run next year, 2025. K21Academy.com for such AI/ML call as well. So submit your details. I think I already mentioned.